Welcome to on tonight's Clubhouse Live season premiere, we welcome back the Puma, Tom Crabtree. We'll get Tom's thoughts on the 2019 Packers season, and we'll have a little fun too. We've got a 6-pack of questions as part of tonight's Clubhouse Live challenge. Plus, we're giving away an ultimate tailgate party. It's time to get started, so let's open the doors. Yes, simmer down, Puma. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. It's hard to believe it's that time of the year, but welcome back to the Clubhouse Sports Pub and Grill here inside the Red Lion Hotel, Paper Valley. We're in downtown Appleton, Wisconsin. A little cold outside, a little rainy. Look, it feels like football weather already, doesn't it? Are you guys ready for another season? Great crowd on hand. Give yourselves a round of applause. This place is pretty full. August 26th. Still about a week and a half, I guess, till the season kicks off, but it's great to be back here. I'm Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network Wisconsin. And before we get going, I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to our wonderful door openers tonight. Check them out on screen. You got Tracy, you got Spencer showing the love over there. And we appreciate them opening the doors so that our special guest, the prodigal son, could return to his rightful place on the throne that we call Clubhouse Live. So, on that high note, now I have to shift gears and make it probably the worst part of the show. I think we all agree.
Yes.
It's when I am contractually obligated to introduce the other member of our Clubhouse Live team. It is Chicago Bears fan, Ricardo Arguello.
Yes. Thank you so much. By the way, Brett, I think defending NFC North champion Chicago Bears is how you should be addressing it.
The boos, a mid-season form, they're angry. Your Bears. By the way, and here's another thing that I'm contractually obligated to do, and you can boo this too. I have been told by the powers that be that Ricardo will, all season long, at this point of the show, have what we call the Chicago Bears Minute.
Yes.
In which he is allowed to talk about the Chicago Bears.
Right. So thank you, Brett.
I have no control over it.
This has been a long time coming. Very excited about this.
So I want to get this going. So I've got my iPhone. I got the stopwatch here. I'm going to hit go.
All right.
You have 60 seconds to talk about the 2019 Chicago Bears. So are you ready?
Right. I am ready.
Go.
Defending NFC North champion Chicago Bears. They are looking to take that step up, Brett. You look at the offense. You look at the defense.
Oh, that's all we have time for, it looks like. That was like
10 seconds.
That's a quick 60 seconds.
That was 10 seconds.
And that was the Chicago Bears Minute with Ricardo.
It was in the contract.
All right, back to the show. Hey, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. It's a 1-2 start for the Packers in the preseason. It really doesn't matter, right? One more preseason contest remains. That's Thursday at Lambeau Field. And finally, this pretend nonsense can come to an end, right, everybody? Aren't you guys sick of preseason football? Start looking ahead to that Week 1 matchup against Chicago's beloved Bears, and the roster, of course, will be taking shape very soon, so always an interesting time. And you know who's happy that it's football season. Look who's back. It's Happy Vince. Look at that, Happy Vince. He loves it. And he's going to love sweeping your Bears, Ricardo. He's going to love that, no doubt about it. But Vince is happy because, as I said, this is the 11th season of Clubhouse Live. Hard to believe. How about that? That's worthy of a round of applause. It's the NFL's 100th season. Vince is happy because the revamped Packers are playoff bound, right, Jason? Yes, they're going back to the playoffs. Aaron Jones is our co-host this season. Who's excited for that? That's a good get. Aaron will start in a couple weeks. We're giving away an ultimate tailgate party tonight. You have to be here to register and win. That's exciting. But the best part of it all is we've got a fantastic guest on tap. It's the man who put us on the map. It's a future Clubhouse Live Hall of Fame inductee. It's the Puma, former Green Bay Packers tight end and Super Bowl champ, Tom Crabtree. He's back. He's there. He's really here. First things first, I want to thank our presenting sponsors. First, Superior Discount Liquors, a full-service liquor store with the area's largest selection of liquor, wine, and beer. They also take special orders on hard-to-find items with locations in Green Bay, Manitowoc, and Sheboygan. Stop in today. And Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Their luxurious hotel rooms and suites are the perfect way to unwind and relax. Check them out at paysbig.com. Ricardo, I will give you more time to talk about how this show works.
Nice, thank you. Well, this is an interactive show, as you all may know. So we invite your comments and questions to our live chat that we found online next to our video viewer. Hey, Brett, look who's back. Jen Zettel is back.
Jen's back.
Welcome back. Hey, she's monitoring the chat, and
Good
she'll
to have
get
her
those
back.
questions over to us right away.
Excellent. We like having Jen. Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. So give the page a like and give us a follow on Twitter at PCBretzi, at PCRicardo. Jen, what is yours? What is your Twitter account now?
At Jen. Hold on. Ready?
She doesn't know.
Got me? No, I know. At Jen Vandenhouten.
Okay, that's a tough one.
That's
Ricardo, do you know it?
VANDENHOUTEN.
There you go. So follow Jen, and Tom Crabtree is at It's Crab, right? Follow the Crab. So we've got the Bears welcome mat on the stage for the Puma to stomp his feet all over. And are you guys ready to see number 83 back up here? Let's do it, right? Yes. Hold on, Tom. Hold on. Our guest tonight spent 4 seasons as a durable, rugged, and tattooed tight end with the Green Bay Packers. He also had stops with the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, and the Saints. Our guest tonight was our original Clubhouse Live co-host during the 2012 season, in which he caught 8 passes for 203 yards and 3 touchdowns. Remember those? He averaged 25.4 yards per reception. Ricardo, that's Clubhouse Live karma at its best right there. Our guest tonight was on the receiving end of the now infamous bobblehead catch, right? A 72-yard TD reception against the Cardinals in 2012 that saw Crabtree. He kept twisting his head back and forth as he was sprinting down the field. You remember that? He's looking back and forth. It's the bobblehead catch. Our guest tonight is now retired from football and lives with his wife and 2 children in Florida, where he battles daily thunderstorms, oppressive humidity, cockroaches, alligators, poisonous snakes, and spiders.
Swamps.
Our guest tonight is a Super Bowl champion. He grows hideous mustaches, and I just found this out, apparently he likes to knit.
Oh, nice.
He likes to knit. Get up on your feet as we welcome back to the stage a original in every way, and our original host. It's Green Bay Packers former tight end, number 83, Tom Crabtree, the Puma. I'm going to forearm shiver you right back to your chair. You might be bigger and stronger than me, but I still have the leverage, all right? I can shove you right off this stage.
You're looking pretty fit. I don't know if I'm stronger than you anymore.
You're not, actually.
Here, I'm going to scoot a little closer to you.
Let's move it over there a little bit. I
Okay?
want my space. Do you see this? I'm already feeling red and sweaty.
The lights
good.
bring that out, Brett. I can see
So
it.
watch out. I'm on my 3rd water, Brett. You better be careful, man.
The older I get, actually, the worse I'm becoming. So just keep that in mind as I need my bubble, my space. So programming note before we get started, Puma, and it's good to have you back on stage. But we will have a show next week, Monday. That's Labor Day. Guest to be announced soon, but we will be giving away 2 Miller Lite deck tickets to the September 15th Packers-Vikings game at Lambeau Field. You must be here to register and win those great prizes. So be here on Labor Day night as we get ready for the Thursday opener against the Bears. It's right around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quiet down.
All right.
Quiet down. Security.
All right.
Get this guy.
There is no security here.
Get him out of here.
Can you believe this clown is still here all
That's
these
right.
years later?
In the
I can't believe
contract. In the contract.
Especially after when I was here, we had all those private back and forth emails behind his back.
I know.
Me telling you, get this guy out of here. He's bad for the show. He's bad for the brand.
I know.
They
Still
love
here.
me.
The powers that be say
Still
it can't happen.
here.
By the way, Tom, show off that nice ring to Ricardo. What's it been, about 34 years since the Bears won one of those, right? 34 years.
It has been. But it's coming up in a couple months, my friend.
No, the Bears, my friend.
Come February.
I saw a preseason prediction where it was the Bears were predicted to go 7-9.
Yes.
Yes. So
That was by SI, and they predicted them to do that last year.
you
They
saw that?
Finished
Yeah.
12-4. But all
they
right.
had their little moment. I heard Trubisky's actually having a horrible camp, by the way, too.
No.
Hey, now, according to your Wikipedia page, I don't know if you know this, but according to
Wikipedia.
your entry Upon your release from the Kansas City Chiefs, you fell into a
Yes.
deep depression and began knitting to cope.
I did. I'm quite the knitter.
Really?
Yeah, I'm quite the knitter.
So
these
you are
days.
aware that that's on your Wikipedia page.
I am now. People have problems. Like, who put that on there? Seriously.
I don't know, but I was kind of taken
It was
aback.
Ricardo.
Wait, is it true?
He began knitting to cope because he was
Yes,
in a deep
Ricardo, I
depression.
knew.
How about knitting Brett a couple of booties, like little booty things, right?
Okay, go away. Enough.
I told you. It's not even the Bears thing. It's
No.
stuff like that.
Just
No
this-
way. Come on.
Just ignored him.
I love you, Ricardo.
I know you do.
Clearly, you're the reason why the Puma hasn't been here since the 2015 season when he was David Bakhtiari's guest. You remember that night? That was a special evening as well.
It was.
All right. What's life like for Tom Crabtree these days? You're down in Florida. What are you doing down there? Why don't you come back to Wisconsin, right? God's country.
Well, I came back because, number one, it's 1,000 degrees still in Florida, and the humidity, it's disgusting. So I came up here, got a little fresh air when I stepped off the plane. It felt nice.
It's fresh. It's fresh right now,
Yeah.
yes.
It was
A little
like
too much,
70, a
though.
little crispness in the air.
Yeah.
It felt good. But no, I'm working from home down there. Nothing football related, and got my kids staying busy with their sports and extracurriculars and school stuff and doing the dad thing. It's fun.
It is fun. Being a dad is fun. Actually, by the way, I told you this before. I have to send my youngest off to college on Saturday, and I am not looking forward to that. It's going to be a hard day. It's going to be a hard day. So there could be a few.
I remember that. I remember being dropped off. It was.
It will happen with you and Bryce someday.
It's emotional.
It will be emotional. Get ready for it now.
Oh,
so.
I don't know if they're in bed. I was supposed to say hi to my kids, Bryce and Delaney. And as usual, when people do this, they say, you shouldn't be up right now. You need to be in bed. Ha ha. And everybody laughs. You guys stay up a little bit longer, okay? I know Mom would be fine if you stayed up 15 minutes past your bedtime right now, okay? So you guys stay up, maybe grab a piece of candy.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Maybe some
Delaney, she likes her popcorn. Go make some popcorn.
Some sugary soda,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So
Really
you guys
kinda
have a blast. Watch the show.
Jasmine, your wife's going to kill you when you get back to Florida.
It's fine.
When are you going to come back and live in Green Bay, or when are you going to come back and live in Wisconsin? Because you're an Ohio guy. You like the Midwest. You don't mind the winters that much, do you?
I don't. Especially after living in Florida for a few years and discovering that summer lasts for about 10 or 11 months. I miss it. I wouldn't be opposed to coming back. If they sign me at a prime deal at tight end, I'm ready to go. I'm fit. I'm ready to go.
You are ready to go. He looks like he's in good shape. You could actually,
something like that.
You thinned down. You could play a little wide receiver maybe now.
Probably could.
You probably could run that 4.4 speed. So we miss you. You miss Wisconsin. What do you miss about football? Speaking of the sport you played, what do you miss about the game? The games, the moments,
specifically.
the locker room, the practices. What do you miss? The plane rides.
All that stuff outside of being on the field and practicing, the physical stuff. I miss everything like outside of that, being around the team and locker room, the plane trips, the hotels, the dinners, like just hanging out, killing time with them. And that's kind of something you don't realize till you're done playing. You that was a huge part of my career and like what got me through some of those longer days in camp. And so it's tough now when I go work out, go to the gym, or just work out at my home on my own, like all by myself, and it's quiet. Or if I go to the gym, the local gym, and I don't really know anyone there, I can't like make fun of the guy that's on the bench and not benching very much because I don't know him, and then I'd be a jerk. But I can do that like with my teammate. So
You know what you should do when you work out is just wear your Super Bowl ring when you're at the local gym.
yeah, but then
That
that's
would get you noticed, wouldn't it?
I don't know if well, they do have one Super Bowl. I was going to say I don't know if the folks down near Tampa, if they really know what it even is, or if they know what they're looking for. I guess it applies to the Bears too. It's like it's been so long.
We won one.
The Bucks have one more recently, way more recently.
They do
than
actually.
the Bears.
1985 was when the Bears last won a Super Bowl.
And
34 years.
2019.
And that was a selfish jab. I shouldn't have said that. Actually, my short time in Tampa with the Bucks for one season, it was a good time overall. Looking back, no regrets. There's still some good people in that office that work there, and yeah, so I feel bad. But that was a good joke. Sorry about it.
So what did you do to replace that? I mean, you always hear about they got to find an outlet, right? That competitiveness.
Yeah.
What did you do to kind of?
So I did sign up for flag football last year. And
You played flag football with local guys,
I
really?
did
Okay.
for our local YMCA, and
How'd that go?
It actually started out really good, and then I pulled, like, I don't know if it's my hip flexor or groin or whatever it was, but I pulled a muscle, and then it was kind of done. That was like halfway through the year.
Wow.
But I'm telling you, like the first 3 or 4 games, not to toot my own horn here and Brett be the NFL guy bragging about beating up on YMCA guys, but I was on fire. It was like my teammates had no clue. I don't think most of them knew that I used to play. I was just put on a random team. And I'm like, hey guys, I go out there and then like I'm running past everybody scoring touchdowns and they're like, well, like who the heck is this guy?
The ringer.
So until I pulled whatever I pulled and
then you did become a regular guy, didn't you?
Yeah. Then they were like, okay, that makes sense now. He's not very good.
That's funny. So your flag football career has come and gone. It's over.
But now I play for the competition now. So I play an unhealthy amount of video games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I play more video games than my 8-year-old son, I think. So it's kind of sad.
Hey, that's okay. Whatever you want to do, because you're the man of the house, right?
Yes.
You can do whatever you want.
Yes.
Football. So
Something like that.
is what you see. I'm sure you've been watching some preseason games and keeping tabs of the Packers. Is it even preseason? What is this? What are we watching right now? What is this? It's garbage.
I don't really. I'm like a lot of you. I don't really watch it either.
Right. I mean, you're a fan of the game, right? I mean, that's. Do you laugh? Because when you played, I'm guessing it was a little bit taken more seriously than what it is today, and it's not that long ago.
So hopefully it's going to, I assume, work out this way that most of the starters won't have played a snap, and especially Aaron, he's going to end up not having played at all, right?
Right.
Especially the 4th preseason game. So I think that's the way it should be for the starters. Like, I don't think there's any reason for them to even be out there. It's a good way to evaluate young guys that don't have any experience, don't have a whole lot of tape. But from an entertainment standpoint, like for the fans, it's not going to have the same effect. And I don't think it should. I don't think that's really the point of preseason, even though people go to the games and are interested. But there's not a lot of value there for me. There
isn't. We're going to talk about preseason here in a little bit. Ricardo, get ready for our first audience question. That's coming up. But how about just football when it is real? Do you find it, and now as a fan, that it can be a little bit hard to watch at times? You guys ever notice that anytime there's a big play, there's a flag? Games are long. Now you can throw challenge flags on pass interference calls.
Yeah, so how has that gone? I haven't seen it happen in too many games. Like, what's the vibe like when that happens? Are people like, oh great, 10-minute wait now? And
I don't know if there is a vibe right now. I guess I haven't seen it too much. Maybe you guys can chime in as well. But maybe when the games count is when people are going to really take it seriously. I think people just sort of shrug their shoulders. But is it necessary? I mean, is it tough to watch some of this stuff now for you as an ex-NFL player?
I think even when I did play, like certain penalties, calls, non-calls, like it was hard to watch. It slowed down, it screwed up the rhythm of the game, slowed down the game. I just wonder why, like with the pass interference, why is that the thing? There's so many other penalties. Why can't we review those?
Oof. You review every penalty, be an 8-hour game, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think you kind of open up like Pandora's box, so to speak, like when you can review one type of penalty. Why can't we review holds? What about a critical play late in the game where our pass rusher is about to sack the guy, win the game, and it's a blatant hold that's completely missed? And otherwise, if the hold didn't happen, we sack him, we win the game, game over, or strip sack, who knows? Why can't we review that? That's an impactful play in the game. I don't know.
He's got a point, right, everybody? The Puma.
Thank you. I know.
Well, it's just, like the ridiculousness of what happened last year with those, the Clay Matthews hit on Kirk Cousins, all that's, and then that's a flag. I mean, I saw one, I forget which game it was. I think TJ Lang actually tweeted it out. The offensive lineman was just turning around, coming back to execute a block so that the quarterback wouldn't get hit, and it was called like unnecessary roughness. I mean, some strange stuff. They've got to quit this, Tom, because it's a great game that they're just kind of messing up.
Yeah, I think, you know, and a lot of it, the problem is the player safety issue, which is a legitimate concern, has kind of spread into like every aspect of the game, whether it's penalties and like, you know, reviewing penalties and not like, I don't know if maybe that has made the league hypersensitive to like, oh, we have to make sure we call everything, err on the side of calling a bunch of stuff, so we look like we care about, you know, safety and illegal plays and all that. I don't know, maybe.
Could also be a reason why tackling's suffering too. Everybody's afid to tackle
That's been
nowadays.
for years, it seems like.
Yeah.
You know, they got rid of the two-a-days and the more physical practices years ago, and it's, I don't know, it's been probably 10, 15 years that tackling has
Gone downhill.
taken a noticeable decline.
All right, let's kick it back over to Ricardo. You have
Yes.
the first audience question of the season.
Our
Here we
first
go.
audience question from a very familiar face, Tracy Santos from Appleton. Tracy, your question for Tom.
Love the shirt.
Thanks, Tom. So you have a great relationship with fans still, mostly due to your interaction on social media. Do you have any advice for up-and-coming players on how to navigate those masses successfully and keep the negativity to a minimum?
Great question.
It's a really good one. Anymore, and I wish I had done this more when I played, I would try to read everything and respond to almost everything. And the problem with that is, yeah, it's hard. Well, like I couldn't imagine guys that are, you know, like Aaron Rodgers can't do that. But with that, you also come across a lot of negative comments and stuff, and we're all human. Like, you're gonna read it, it's gonna register with you, even if you ignore it a few seconds later. But I wish I had, like, I don't know, there's a way I had been more cautious to like not come across all that junk and just stay focused on the game and you know, move on to the next game. And not that I dwelled on it, but it's like it's kind of a bummer when you know you had a bad game or you dropped a pass and you got to read, you know, 1,000 tweets about it. So I would say just, you know, those players need to avoid, especially during the season, you know, any comments or negative comments if they can. Heck, staying off of social media, I think, during the season is a good move by a lot of guys. So, and then on the flip side, you know, be appreciative of every moment you have with the fans, every positive interactions. If you get a chance to sign autographs, do it, because you don't know when you're going to be done playing and nobody's going to get like care anymore. So it's cool to embrace the fans and kind of have that relationship.
There we go. Thank you very much, Tracy. Great question to start us off. And it's time to take our first time out. Let's do tonight's Stat Pack. And this is going to be a little stat about our new co-host this season. Again, Aaron Jones, Green Bay Packers running back, who starts in 2 weeks from tonight here. Aaron Jones' 5.5 career yards per carry average ranks third all-time in NFL history among running backs with at least 150 career attempts. How about that? Skeets Quinlan, right? Who?
What'd you call me?
He's number one on that list with a 5.87 average. Quinlan played for the Rams and Browns in the 1950s. But you know who's number the fifth on that list, Tom? You ever hear of Bo Jackson?
I think so.
Yeah, he was pretty good, wasn't he?
Pretty good athlete, yeah.
Aaron Jones, better than Bo Jackson, Ricardo, and he's going to run roughshod over your Bears on Thursday night.
Wow, he's better than Bo Jackson.
September 5th,
Amazing.
yes.
Numbers don't lie.
More on Aaron Jones. He led the league in rushing average last season, 5.47 yards per carry. He also tallied a rushing score in 5 straight games, the longest such streak by a Packers running back since Amon Green did the same over the 03 and 04 seasons. So that streak of 5 straight games with rushing TD for Jones ended up tying for the longest in the NFL last season. Big things expected for number 33 this year, right? I'm looking forward to hanging out with him on Monday nights. And I know you're going to be watching from Florida every Monday night at 7:30 your time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'll be logged on at 7.
Yeah, yes, do it.
Ready to go.
Talking to Jen on the live chat. That's what you'll be doing. Ricardo.
Sweet.
We're doing trivia again this year.
That's right. And for those of you who haven't been here before, we have some rules. Here they are. We will ask the question. If you think you know the answer, you got to raise your hand. Don't shout it out. And if you're correct, you win what, Brett?
You know, Tom, was it pizza and beer when you were here too?
I think so,
It's
yeah.
been pizza and beer for 11 seasons.
It doesn't go out of style.
It never does.
It
Everybody
doesn't get
loves
old.
pizza and beer. That's the prize again.
That's right. Once you win, you're out for the rest of the show, though. So, and sorry, live chatters, you got to be here to win. But again, Jen Zettel, she'll be handling our online contest, Brett.
All right, I'm doing trivia. Question number one of the 11th season. So, guys, pay attention to see who raises his or her hand first. This quarterback leads the Packers with a 113 passer rating so far in preseason play. Who do you see, Puma? Who do you want?
Oh, I got to pick someone?
Yeah, pick someone.
I forgot how this works. Okay. Hand up back there.
Come on up.
All right.
He gets the bell.
Easy.
Puma, you can give him the pizza and beer.
For AJ.
Go ahead. Yep, give him the pizza and
They're
beer.
all the same. I'm not giving him like the VIP suite.
Nope, they're all the same. But watch out for that ring, though. You don't want him taking that ring.
There you go.
Tim
Congrats.
Boyle, yeah, he's having a nice preseason. The second-year quarterback has tossed 5 touchdowns and thrown for 338 yards in 3 preseason games. Boyle threw a pair of TDs, and the Packers lost to the Raiders on Thursday night. All right, a little bit more with the Puma, right, everybody? Should we keep this going? Before we kind of talk more about the Packers and get more into a little bit of the preseason stuff, what play or moment do fans ask you about the most during your days with the green and gold? And look at Ricardo as you answer this question, please.
There's so many. Oh, there's so many to choose from, and I got to go back. I just got to sift through thousands of.
That was a great
highlights.
play, though. That was a great play.
Probably the fake field goal touchdown against the Bears.
That was a great play.
I remember that play.
Hey, I don't discount that. That came at a great time in the game. I think it decided the game, didn't it?
We know.
All right, whatever. I'm just
we
giving
know
you
all
your
that
props.
stuff, Ricardo.
Take it the one time. I'll give you your props.
Probably that one.
Fake field goal attempt against the Bears in 2010. What were you thinking when that play was called, number one? And then how long did you guys work on that play until you finally pull it out of the hat and executed it?
What are you thinking about me, Tommy?
Actually, probably in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, man, I can't wait for the show on Monday. So we had been working on that play, I think, all throughout training camp that year, leading up to, what week was that game? Week 2 or 3?
It was early, yep.
It was like week 2 or 3. But anyways, we had been working on that play quite a bit, even to the point like Tim Mastay, who he was the one who executed the flip to me. That was like huge. That was a key part of the play, obviously, because the timing had to be right. He had to flip it, kind of lead me a little bit. It wasn't easy to do. So we worked on that after practice, just me and him sometimes, just timing it up. And then when the call came in, I don't know. I probably had like a little deer in the headlights look, like, oh my God,
we're really doing this.
Are you? Yeah. Like, wait a minute. like I wanted to go correct coach. Like, coach, you see, it's how long we have to go here? It's like 4th and 20 forever. But yeah, he called it, and I was like, we got to roll with it, and we felt good about it because they weren't going to expect it because it was so many yards to go, and it was either score or turnover on downs.
And when did you know you were in?
I think I ran I made sure I ran all the way into the end zone, back line with the ball still. I might have dropped it a little sooner, but I made sure I was in, just ran straight.
Oh, there it is.
There it is, yep.
I didn't miss a beat, went straight into the Lambeau Leap. I was all business, and got some beer spilled on me. It was fun.
It was fun, and it led to the Bears' demise, everybody. Yes.
It did.
Felt good.
Good.
All right, so let's talk some Packers football, some Packers preseason, as we talked a little bit about how weird the preseason is. But I guess overall take on what you've seen. Have you been able to catch some Packers games down in Florida?
That's really. The thing too. I can't really.
I suppose it's on statewide. So what pieces of the preseason can fans use as a gauge? Then is there really anything that folks can really take from what they're watching, or is?
Man. If I had to look for one thing, especially with a new coach, a new staff, I'd look at little things like substitutions, players on and off the field, players hustling, lining up where they need to be the first time. Like the little things like that, I think say a lot about the coach more than the score in the preseason or, how many yards of offense we've had or the backup quarterback's passer rating. Like, that stuff's cool, but look at the little things, and that tells you how they're responding to the coach, how his coaching is being taken by the players, how organized he is. Does he have his stuff together? And If they haven't had a lot of mental errors, then I think that's a pretty good sign.
Seems to be pretty clean coming in and out of the huddle from considering it's a new system, new staff. So I guess the true test will be against Khalil Mack and the Chicago Bears on September 5th. But would you like to see preseason shortened or eliminated altogether? I mean, look at what happened on Thursday in Winnipeg. I mean, they have to shorten the field. It's an 80-yard field. They can't even, you got the divots for the CFL goalposts that are taken out. I mean, it was just sort of a joke and how that turned out. I guess as a player, what's your take on that?
I couldn't believe that because number one, okay, so they shortened the field, but it's not like players, magically run into an invisible wall at the back of the end zone where you've moved the pylons. They're going to run through the end zone sometimes and still have a chance to step on those divots.
Right.
Like, what are we doing? Like, why? Why are we playing the game? Cancel the game. I thought it was stupid, and it was probably a money grab. That's the only reason they didn't cancel it. There'd be too much money lost, I'm sure. But
That seems to be the case, right? I mean, it's too much money to put these games out, But I mean, there's OTAs, there's mini camps. I mean, it just seems. And even Aaron Rodgers, I think he said recently that he gets more from the practice reps than anything that you're going to see in a preseason game because everybody's just running vanilla stuff anyway, so you're not really getting true work.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of times against your own defense or preparing for the actual week 1 game, you're getting better reps. You're looking at more complicated looks, and you're getting a lot more reps than you would in a single preseason game. So, I'm kind of torn because preseason games meant a lot for me in my position as a player because I wasn't always a starter or guaranteed to make the roster. So those type of guys, I had to go out there on special teams in preseason and make plays, and so that I stood out in a good way. So I want it for those guys. Those guys trying to make the roster. They want preseason. They want their chance to play. But at the same time, I think most of your roster is decided. You're probably looking at your last maybe 10 guys in or whatever it is and trying to decide. So, you're looking at a really small minority of your roster that even needs that game. So
would you like to see the regular season increase to 18 games like they're talking about, or what are your thoughts on that?
If they did it the right way, I don't think it would be a bad thing. Yeah.
So the right way, what is the right way?
As far as players' time off and being compensated for the extra games. Just make sure they're taking care of the players and giving them the right time off, whether it's I think they mentioned maybe 2 bye weeks or something like that if they extend the season. But yeah, just slapping 2 games on and, with nothing else to show for the players, I don't think that's the way to do it.
So when you look at, again, the preseason, Aaron Rodgers is not going to take a snap. Aaron Jones isn't going to be out there. A lot of guys are limited to really no playing time.
Yep.
Is that a concern going into a week 1 game against a defense like the Bears? Can folks expect them to be razor sharp right out of the chute?
I think you can, and a lot of that comes down to coaching. Depends on how coach prepares them for that situation, and make sure their minds are right. Even if they haven't had preseason reps, find a way to have them ready, and I'm sure he will. So I'm glad the starters don't take any reps. Honestly, that's just me.
And more and more teams are doing it. I think even Aaron Rodgers, right? Ricardo referenced the Rams. They don't take any heat.
Yeah, and there's a couple schools of thought.
Yeah.
You're right. Some teams do it. None of their starters see the field the whole preseason. Other teams they play quite a bit. They play a couple games here and there. So I don't know. I would lean more towards I'm in the camp that wants no starters during the preseason playing.
How about this? During regular season practice time, do you want to see more live tackling? Now, the CBA doesn't allow for that. It's limited live tackling. You played in an era, I think, where there was more live tackling, correct? Or the CBA, was that already in place? I thought that was when you were playing, maybe.
I might have caught the tail end of it, with the cheat my rookie year.
Where there was 2 days, maybe.
I got to go back. You're talking about a decade now. Man.
It is a long ways. 09's a long ways away.
And it was a modified 2-a-day at that point, which I don't even think they have. Is there any form of a 2-a-day now,
no.
a practice and then a walkthrough later?
Maybe that, yeah.
I think that's what we did back then. But I'm torn on the live tackling thing too because
tackling's suffering right now.
Yeah, it is suffering, but at the same time, it's suffering for everybody. So you're keeping guys healthy, and every team's going through that situation. So who can adapt, who can adjust, and figure it out come game time, I guess. I hate exposing starters to, season-ending injuries in practice.
And it's tough. I mean, you see it. You see Cam Newton with the foot injury now. Is he going to be ready for week 1 for a game that means nothing? I know it's tough. It's a fine line for sure, and a lot of money at play, a lot of money invested in these players. Your take on Matt LaFleur. Now, I know, again, you haven't had an opportunity really to watch games, but I guess I'll ask you this. Mike McCarthy, your coach, you won a Super Bowl for him. But maybe was it time?
Single-handedly, by the way, it was me.
Yes,
I won it.
single-handedly.
Okay.
But was a change necessary? Do you think the time was right? Did you buy the theory that maybe the message got stale, maybe the scheme kind of got stale a little bit? Because I don't want you to knock your coach, obviously, but that happens in football.
Yeah, and I've said this, like I love Mike, I love him forever, and we'll always have that Super Bowl in common, and I appreciate a lot of things he did for me on and off the field, but you got to be honest with yourself, and I'm sure he was, and the results weren't there, and you kind of seen it happening for a few seasons. I think just things weren't quite what they used to be, and just bad luck and injuries, just things kind of fell into place in the wrong way, and I think it was time for a change, and hopefully LaFleur is the guy, the change they need.
How about is the relationship between Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers, this obsession over it, isn't it a little bit overblown?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's ridiculous.
I mean, do you roll your eyes when you read some of this stuff?
Are people that bored? Like that? Or I think it's dumb.
Well, you're buddies with Aaron Rodgers. Why don't you text him right now? Don't tell him that you're on a live show, and just ask him how is the relationship with Matt LaFleur right now.
Yes, there we go.
We could get the scoop. Just do it right now. Do it right now. He is.
And then
actually,
something about the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Don't
Go,
look.
go ahead.
I'm
go ahead.
definitely texting him.
We're waiting. We want to know what the story is between him and Coach LaFleur.
I don't know. I mean, Aaron's, a competitor. He's one of the best, if not the best, to ever do it at that position, and he just wants to win. So I'm sure he's completely bought into whatever LaFleur's coaching and telling the guys, and he's gonna ride it out and play his butt off. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I think people are looking for a story and maybe kind of bored, and I don't know. I don't want to say making things up, but trying to find something where that isn't there, I guess.
One website in particular, right? Ricardo seems to like to
Yes.
dwell on that story. We're
Yes, and you know what happens?
What?
They always get clicks because everyone's mad at them. They get exactly what they want.
That's what
You know,
Aaron
they
Rodgers
bring it
said.
up. and,
Clickbait.
yeah, it is clickbait.
So
I like how you didn't say the name.
no,
Good
we're
job.
not gonna do that here. But
No free publicity here on Clubhouse.
no, but
You gotta earn it, buddy.
But what we do have coming up is our social media question of the night, and we're going to do that here pretty quick. But a couple more things, Puma. This offense has the makings, the look maybe of it being pretty explosive. You got some pieces in place. You got your quarterback who's only 35 years old. Now, some people think, well, geez, he's 35. He's starting to get up there. But that's kind of a young 35. You remember the first 3 years of his career, he didn't play. He sat behind Brett Favre,
Right.
missed a couple seasons, some lengthy time with injuries. So he doesn't really have the mileage necessarily that some other quarterbacks would at age 35. So I think he's a young 35, keeps himself in great shape. You got a good-looking running back room with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams and some of these younger guys. Vitali, the fullback, looks good. You got really young, exciting group of wide receivers with Kumaro,
Yep.
Geronimo Allison. Of course, we know Devonta Adams. You got Darius Shepard. You got Alan Lazard that's really stepped up.
You're saving the best for last, aren't you?
And the tight
Position-
ends.
the tight ends,
Tight
man.
ends. You got the veterans,
Woo!
right?
You got the vets
You got
and a couple young
Mercedes
guys
Lewis
in that
and Jimmy
room?
Graham. You got Robert Tanyan and
I like that
Sternberger
group.
and
Yeah. The
He-
rookie, he
he look
looks
good.
like he looks
offensive
good.
line looks solid.
And obviously those two vets and all those tight ends have something different to offer. That's what I like about that room. They're really versatile, and that's kind of what we had when I was there. Obviously, a lot of versatility, athleticism comes to mind, speed, just a lot of elite skills, and
Like you.
yeah, no,
That's
that's
what
what
you're
I was saying. I
saying,
was
yeah.
talking about me,
Exactly.
but about those guys, like.
Exactly.
They got the vets in there, and they got a couple young guys learning from them. And there was that article about Tanyan learning from Jimmy Graham and Mercedes. So, What better guys to learn from than, a guy that's been blocking his butt off and one of the best blocking tight ends in the league forever, and then, one of the best receiving tight ends. So.
It could be explosive, and we
I
might
like that
see a
group.
preview of it on Thursday night. Ricardo, who are the Bears going to even get ready for? They have no idea what they're getting ready for right now. They have no idea what this offense is going to look like.
They'll be just fine, my friend.
Yeah, we'll see.
Did you mention the offensive line? We can't forget.
Yes, I mentioned the
You do?
offensive
Okay.
line. You got the bookends at tackles. Obviously, Bakhtiari, one of the best. Balaga,
Yeah.
one of the best when he's healthy. You got Billy Turner now, who's a really
When you
good-looking
sit
right
here and
guard.
when you sit here and go through that offense, doesn't it make you feel good? Every position.
With this scheme that has had success against defenses, we'll see. Okay,
You're
Ricardo.
It's
lucky
going to be a
that-
great
you're lucky.
matchup.
It's a
gonna be
family
great
show.
matchup.
We'll see, Ricardo. All right, it's time for tonight's social media question of the night, and I'm going to kick it over to Jen, who has it.
Thanks. So Vicky Vosters on Facebook wants to know, what advice would you give to any rookie just starting out, and also any undrafted players, since you got to and succeeded in the league as an undrafted free agent?
Good question, yeah.
Advice?
Rookies or undrafted free agent? How did you make the team?
I was very talented.
Well, of course.
I was better than a lot of the guys they cut.
Besides the obvious.
I was better than a lot of the guys. Honestly, that's the thing, though. Like, we're joking about it, but right, like you got to have something to offer. You can't just be like, study your playbook and you'll make the team. Like everybody's doing that.
You can't be like Ricardo and
There were
walk
guys
What are
that
you
studied the
talking
playbook
about?
more than me
and
that
just
didn't make the
expect to make a
team.
football team.
What's that?
You can't be like Ricardo, who has no sliver athleticism
Oh, yeah.
whatsoever.
What do you
And just
mean?
expect to make a football
Well,
team.
he might be able to make the Bears roster.
Whoa!
Maybe.
That one hurt. But actually, that'd be fine. I'll be fine.
But no, I don't know. You got to get lucky to an extent too. Like you got to be in the right situation. You got to have the right coaches around you. It's all got to fall into place a little bit. And then on top of that, do the stuff everyone else is doing. Everybody's working hard and studying and putting in extra work. They're all doing that. I guess if you can find places to do a little bit more work and pick up the areas that you're not very good at. That's the other thing too. Be honest with yourself. I knew I wasn't like one of the top guys on the roster. I wasn't guaranteed to make it. I knew that just about every year. And I worked on the things that would make me a more well-rounded player and, to see if I had more to offer and could kind of bump myself up.
And now you got one of those.
I do.
Yes. How nice does that thing look?
And you got to be willing to do the dirty work on like special teams or offense. Like I was willing to make some blocks that other guys weren't, or not necessarily weren't, but I don't know. I was more eager to raise my hand and be like, yeah, I'll hit that guy and knock myself out, and run down there on special teams and do all that dirty work too. So
You're all in. You got to be all in.
yes.
All in, as they say.
Yes.
Excellent question. Thank you, Vicky. Jen,
good one.
Vicky wins something, right?
Yes, so for having her question selected, Vicky wins a signed photo of Tom Crabtree.
Yes.
I'm not signing. I'm sorry. I'm not. I wasn't part of the deal. I'm not signing photos.
Each week, we'll ask you to submit a question
on?
for our upcoming guest that we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live.
Not signing it.
Yes, you are signing. And we're going to take another timeout. Ricardo, it's time for
Yeah.
trivia question number 2.
Well, I need both you and Tom to look into
Yes.
the crowd as I ask this question. Here we go. Tom Crabtree played collegiately at the Miami of Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
This current Packers tight end also played college ball at Miami, Florida, that is.
Who played at Miami? This Packers tight end played his college
pick
ball
somebody.
way back there.
Too
Yes.
much pressure.
Yeah, come on
Yes.
up. Jimmy Graham, you win pizza and beer. Puma, you can give that to him. He gets the bell. Jimmy Graham. Ricardo, did you know this? The 6'7" Graham played just one
There you go.
season of football
Congrats.
at the U. Did you know that? 4 seasons of basketball for the Hurricanes.
I knew he played basketball, but only one, huh? All right.
Something was going on here with his ring and touching it, and I really don't want to know what was going on. He was touching it and licking it and doing weird things with it, so I'm not sure.
Family show.
It is a family show. All right, we need Steve and we need some music because it's time for tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. Can I still say that with Coach McCarthy on now? I can do it now. He's gone. Come on up, Steve. Yeah, give Steve a round of applause.
All right.
Steve, right on that side right there.
How are you?
All right, so we're going to play a game, guys. We're going to call it Six Pack, and here's what we do. This is a rapid-fire game in which you have 40 seconds, right, Ricardo? 40 seconds to correctly answer 6 questions, Tom, about the Green Bay Packers. We got to move fast. If you do so, you win the game and prizes for tonight's contestant. If you don't win the game, Steve has to go home with Ricardo.
Oh,
Yes.
Wait, this is all on me?
It's all on you.
What's he doing up here?
He's just there for moral support.
Can he help me? Can he?
He might be able to help. It's up to you guys.
Can
I don't
use
know.
my phone? Can I look him up?
No, you can't cheat. If at any point you're stuck on a question, you can pass and we'll come back to it. Ricardo will keep track of
Do you
the
want me?
time.
Yeah, okay. I got
So
it.
I got to get 6 right.
6 right, and he's going to win.
Let's go.
Check this out. Brett Favre legendary book, potentially going home with Steve, of which I am a co-author of. Thank you very much. How about this? I dug this up. A signed photo of Montrevious Adams. I found this from the loot. He might have a big season. He's making some strides. And Steve, I know you want to play a little frisbee. A
Oh,
USA
wow.
Today Network, Wisconsin
Yes.
frisbee. Just don't play it inside the clubhouse.
What's he get if I don't get him right?
He goes home with Ricardo.
Whoa.
What? With that stuff still? Is that okay? Can he?
No, you cannot touch the
if
ring.
I lose, he gets the ring.
Tom will tackle you. No, it's the worst prize of all. If you lose, you go home with Ricardo. And I know you don't want to do that.
It's pretty bad.
So are you
I got
ready,
you.
All
Tom
right.
Crabtree, Puma? Now, Ricardo, you cannot start the clock until I finish completely asking
Okay.
the first question.
Got it.
So give us a little time. Okay, are you ready, Tom?
I'm ready.
Here we go. What team did the Packers beat in Super Bowl I?
Chiefs.
Yes, true or false? Aaron Rodgers once punched Ricardo in the rear end.
True.
Yes, new Packers head coach Matt LaFleur is a native of this Midwestern state. It neighbors Wisconsin.
Michigan.
Yes, this current Packers team analyst and futures Packers Hall of Famer succeeded you as the host of Clubhouse Live.
John Kuhn.
Yes, Vince Lombardi was one of the fabled 7 blocks of what during his college days at Fordham?
Granite.
Yes, you wore number 83 with the Packers. Who wears it now? He's a second-year wide receiver.
Yes.
Yes.
Scaling.
Yes, Scantling.
Yeah.
Ricardo. He got it.
Yes.
He got it. I think he got it.
With 2 seconds to spare.
With
Questionable.
2 seconds to
Questionable.
spare, Marquez Valdez Scantling wears the number 83. I would have given him more time because I was tripping up on the Lombardi question. But, Rosie, we need some championship music because Steve Kratz is going home with this beautiful book.
Thanks to me.
Hey, you
and
get
my
the
knowledge.
Frisbee. And you're going home with Montrevious Adams tonight. Yes.
that.
A big round of applause as we play Packers 6-pack.
Oh man.
Ricardo, do I need to maybe increase it? Is 40 seconds too...
40 seconds is good.
Did he do it?
That threw me
You
off.
just have to read more efficiently.
I was
No, he
tripping.
was good.
It's preseason for me, too. I
No,
was
the
tripping.
83 thing threw me off because I thought they
Marquez Valdez.
retired it, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Right after I left.
It's supposed to be.
I didn't even know
It's
anyone
going
else
up
wore
next
it.
to Reggie
Tom,
White's
they-
number,
they
yeah, or
Krabby, they
Favre's
brought
number.
It out of retirement.
Man.
Yeah, it's going right on that
That really
north
threw me off.
facade at Lambeau Field. So,
That
hey,
hurts.
Ricardo, you have time for a second audience question?
Yeah, let's get her up.
In the meantime, right, she's right here. Okay, good. Well,
Yes.
let's kick it over to you, Ricardo.
All right, here we go. This is Rhiannon. Did I say your name right? Rhiannon Reed from Kimberly. Her question for Tom. Go ahead.
What do you miss most about your time in Wisconsin?
A couple things. Having 4 seasons in a year, and
Is that really
the
a
people,
big deal?
The people, not Packers fans. I don't mean it that way, but just the people. Like they're really, really friendly, just good people. And now in Florida, they're crazy
Oh,
for the most part.
And Ricardo, you want to move to Florida
do
someday,
wanna
too.
move to
So that would
Florida,
fit you just fine. Well, thank you very much for the question. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Is
Yeah, thank you.
4 seasons, is that really, that's a big deal, huh?
Yeah,
See, I
I haven't
just-
experienced that in years, man. It's
Someday
weird.
when I'm older, I want to move to Arizona and just bake the whole year.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do.
oh, that's a good visual.
That would be.
Thank
kinda-
you. Thank you.
no.
It is a good visual.
I don't know if I could do the desert life either. I don't know. I've been to Vegas a couple times, and it's like 120 degrees at 10 p.m.
But
It's gross.
it's a dry heat, as they say.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Not that
120 degrees and no humidity any time of the day. It's miserable. It's awful. You can't breathe. It's like you have a blow dryer, a hair dryer in your face constantly, blowing in your face, and you can't escape it.
I've been to Arizona. I love it. I absolutely love it. I would take that over the
Gross.
humidity every day and any day. All right, so last segment with Tom Crabtree. And before we start this segment, I just had a thought, and I'm wondering, Tom, if you're okay with this, but for this final segment, I think I should probably put on the ring. Don't you guys think? Maybe wear the ring for the final segment?
Of course.
What?
Nah, thank you guys.
Put it on.
All right.
Thank you. Look at
Put
that.
it on.
I'll let you wear it.
Look at that. It's a perfect fit, Danny. Look at that, how it fits real nice.
Why don't you
Hey.
put that around your waist?
Perfect fit.
Keep an eye on him. Don't let him run off that way. Keep an eye.
Fits me like a glove. Look at that thing.
You're quite a man, Brett.
All right, here, let me hold a microphone like this as I talk. Get serious, though. Big news over the weekend. Andrew Luck, did you guys see that? Andrew Luck suddenly just retired. He's done. He is finished with his NFL career.
Brett, he saw the Bears defense and decided to get on out of there, man.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, oh boy, Ricardo. You know how people just hate your guts already.
love
and it's only
me.
the first show of
They
the
love
season.
me.
But Tom, your thoughts on him calling it a career just 2 weeks before the regular season kicks off? It's so abrupt.
You know, it's very similar to my career. I retired at the age of 29 as well, and very, similar circumstances at the height of my career. Large contract out there, and just walked away. I get it.
Enough.
I get it. Yeah.
You had enough. You get it.
What was the question? Sorry.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean to send you
No,
into a daydream about your career.
If that's his choice and he's comfortable with it, I think good for him. If he's comfortable doing that and he's got his reasons and it's not best for him to keep playing, then who are we to judge and criticize him? I guess.
Well, can you obviously, as an NFL player, former player, can you relate to what Andrew Luck was saying, that he felt stuck and the joy to play was no longer there to do it? He said he is in pain, still in pain. He's been in what he has called a pain cycle. And you look at the injuries, right, Ricardo? Shoulder injury.
Lacerated kidney.
Yes, lacerated kidney. He missed all of 2017 with the shoulder. He's got a calf and ankle injury this preseason, concussion. I mean,
and that's just
know
the stuff that's on paper, that doesn't show the years of, sacks that he took, or that stuff doesn't necessarily show up, but it bothers him every day. So I can't blame him. I mean, it was kind of, I joke about it, but that's where I was when I was like, I'm done playing. I just didn't enjoy like getting up and training and like getting ready. It didn't do it for me anymore. And I was like, I'm done. I don't want to try to go through another training camp and try to make a roster. And then for him, different situation. He just didn't feel comfortable like fighting with everything he had to maybe help his team win. And I think he said he felt like he would be an average quarterback if he kept playing. So, that wasn't fair to his team.
What does the body and mind feel like after a tough game? I mean, none of us are ever going to experience anything like that. So take us into the Mondays and the Tuesdays and even the Sunday nights, right, where you're just beat up.
It's tough. I mean, it's some nights hard to sleep because something hurts so bad that you can't just relax and decompress. Even though the game's over and you got a day off or 2 days off, it doesn't matter. You can't just relax, and then you got to spend all your time rehabbing or icing something, and it's a drain mentally for sure to take a beating game after game over the season. But it's tough.
What did you think when you heard that he was booed off the field? It's unfortunate how that all went down, right? It shouldn't have. He should have at least had the.
That was like, I almost made me like tear up a little. Like I felt so bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Like.
It's terrible.
Are you kidding? Like, who are these people that were at the game? I don't understand. Like, I would hope, and I don't think Packers fans would, if Andrew Luck was moved into Lambeau Field in that situation, he was a quarterback for the Packers for a few years, like, they wouldn't do that. Like, what the hell was that?
It's a great question. I think
they
everybody's
owe him, like,
wondering
an
that.
apology or something, and if I was him, I don't even know if I'd want to come back if they were like, we're doing a ceremony for you, like, I don't even know if I want to go back now. Like, no, I'm good.
And the sad thing is, Ricardo, there are a lot of people on social media that are just ripping on him pretty good, and these are
a lot of like media personality,
Yes.
and one or two former players, I think too. I found that shocking.
Most of what I've seen has been supportive of Luck. I think, I think a lot of the 2 or 3 people I've seen in the media just want attention. They want to stand out and say that he's selfish and get people responding. I would hope.
It's just too bad how it all played out. He should have had at least the ability to have a proper press conference where he could have wore a suit, shirt, tie, that sort of thing, and It's unfortunate that it broke. But it was kind of interesting. Charles Woodson tweeted, I seriously thought about retiring after year 8. After a series of phone calls to close family and friends, I decided to press on. This game can weigh on you heavily. I made the best decision for me, and luck has made the best for him. #respect. #I get it. J.J. Watt said, I think it takes an immense amount of courage, an immense amount of self-reflection, and a lot of guts to do what he's doing. I'm sure people have their ways of looking at it and their ways of trying to say what they would do in his shoes, but the truth is nobody's in his shoes. Those are two guys, along with Tom Crabtree, that has, I think, a little bit better perspective on what Andrew Luck is going through physically and mentally.
And I don't think you have to be like, I always try not to have that mindset that you have to be a player, or you have to have gone through it like to know, to have an opinion. Like, just think of any other job. Like, if your job was jeopardizing your health mentally or physically, or like, and you wanted to walk away from it, the timing wouldn't matter. Nobody would criticize you for getting out of a job that was killing you mentally. You were working long hours and not getting any respect, and just like it was draining you, or a physical job that was beating the crap out of you. Nobody would criticize you. They'd be supportive. Your family, your friends, they'd be like, man, I'm glad. Yeah, I saw a change in you. That job wasn't good for you. I'm glad you got out, and I'm excited to see what's next. It wouldn't boo you or, be a jerk about it. Why should football be any different? Like, they're people. It's a job. I get it's for entertainment to an extent, to a big extent, but man, at the end of the day, they're people.
Well, you know what the problem is, right, Ricardo? Yes. Fantasy football. Fantasy football is a big problem, and I think a big driver in this.
Orenthal James Simpson.
Yeah, he had a weird tweet, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I don't really
OJ.
I don't want to talk about him too much, but there was people drafting Luck that are angry about it, and a lot of Twitter GMs and GM wannabes out there that I think they have lost perspective. So, hey, how about a round of applause for the Puma tonight? It's falling off my finger. It's too big, so I think I'll just take it off there. Very, very heavy, by the way. It was kind of hurting my muscles. Trivia question number 3, Ricardo. We still have time. Let's do it. Should we? As we all know, Thursday's Packers-Raiders game was played in Winnipeg, marking only the second time in franchise history the Packers have played a preseason game in Canada. The first time came in 1997 against what team? Steve Kratz, you know it? Come on up. It's his night. Give him the pizza and the beer.
Wow.
Steve Kratz in midseason form. That's right. Buffalo Bills, the defending Super Bowl champion Packers that season, beat the Bills 35-3 in Toronto. Normally, Ricardo, you and I would go up north. There's no game to preview, so we'll quickly get the Pumas' thoughts on the 2019 Packers. What are you expecting from these guys this season? Realistically, what can we expect?
Realistically, I think they're going to be okay, even with a first-year coach and that transition. I think they're going to be okay because of the roster they have. A lot of other teams in this situation might not do so well, but I think that roster and the talent, top to bottom, on both sides of the ball, I think is going to make up for, the speed of that transition. I think they're going to move along pretty quick and figure it out early in the year.
And realistically, what can we expect from the Chicago Bears?
Come on, Krabby.
I don't even know. Are they going to field a team this year? I don't know. Yeah. I don't even know if they're going
to
play.
I guess we'll see early September, my friend.
I don't know if they have enough players. I don't know.
Not much is what he's saying. So
no, I respect that defense. I respect it. You got to respect it. All joking aside.
Thank you, Krabby.
Yeah.
Should be a good
Just
rivalry.
the defense stuff.
Should be a very interesting game coming up on September 5th. But first things first, Ricardo, before we sign off, you got some news about the Packers News app.
I do. Now, everyone here, please listen closely with exclusive commentary, insider analysis, and award-winning photos and videos from USA Today Network, Wisconsin's Packers coverage team. The Packers News app is your one-stop shop for complete coverage of the Green Bay Packers. This app is available for iPhone and Android users only. Again, Brett, if you got the Motorola Razr, you got to upgrade, my friend.
All right. Special thanks again to our sponsors, Superior Discount Liquors. Check them out in Green Bay, Manitowoc, and Sheboygan. Or find them online at superiordiscountliquors.com. Don't forget about Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. By the way, real quick, my son and his wife just spent a night at the Potawatomi Hotel and Casino Complex. They loved it. So I encourage you guys to check it out. There's always something going on at Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Find out what at paysbig.com. Escort Limousine Service, the preferred limousine service of the Green Bay Packers. And finally, the good folks here at the Red Lion Hotel, Paper Valley. A reminder once again, next week, we do have a show on Labor Day night at 6:30 start, so be here. We'll have guest information soon on our Facebook page, facebook.com/clubhouse live. Again, give me a follow on Twitter at PCBretzi. And we are giving away those Packers Vikings Miller Lite deck tickets. You have to be here to register and win. Those are great prizes. Puma, you have the final word tonight. What do you have to tell these great Packer fans here on a Monday night in August?
I love them all. I love you all for coming out. Even the ones that I'm sure are here had no idea I was even going to be here or know who I am still.
We promoted it. We promoted it.
Meet up with me after. I'll show you my highlights I got saved on my phone. But no, really, like, thank you guys, all the support, like, even after all these years for a, mid to low level, third string tight end like me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I love you guys. Always have a place in my heart.
And it's great to have him back, isn't it? We got to do this again.
Should I stay for the Labor Day show too? Can I just hang out?
Tom Crabtree's here for Labor Day.
I don't know.
Does your wife know about that?
No.
She's already
she'll
texting
be fine.
you, right?
Yeah, she'll be fine.
She's like, no.
I'll just stay for the week. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll extend my trip.
We'll do
and
cookouts
let
and
the
all
kids
that
stay
stuff.
up late every night. Yeah.
You can come to my house, Ricardo's place. We'll just cook out every night.
Mail my kids a bunch of sugar and candy. It'll be great.
Yes. All right. Big round of applause for the Puma, for Ricardo, for Jen, and the rest of the Clubhouse Live crew. I'm Brett Christopherson saying so long. Be back here next Monday night as we get ready for the 2019 regular season and give away those Packers Vikings tickets right here on Clubhouse Live. Hey, Bino, get up. It's your turn. Take it away.